Batman. Na 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 na. Okay, here's the thing about Batman. I do enjoy this book, and the story so far was really interesting. As you see the picture right in front of you, sadly, I did not get the first issue. I got the second, third, and now that I'm recording after everything's been out, the fourth. I do enjoy Batman. The story is really good, and I'm liking that they are incorporating other characters in there. You do see Dick coming in the fray here and there. You more likely will see all the other characters come in, but till the situation arises, it will come. We will see more characters come in. Now, the thing that I didn't like about the series is nothing. Right now, I can't think of anything. It's not my favorite yet, but it's still something that I do like. So, I'm interested in seeing what's gonna happen afterwards. So, yeah. Next up is Nightwing. Okay, honestly, I do enjoy this comic, and it's only because I wanted to follow a sidekick story. It's not a sidekick story per se, but a story about a former sidekick going off on his own. What made me more interested about reading Nightwing was I was keeping track of Batman when Dick Grayson became Batman for the second time, and Damian becoming Robin. But one of the problems that I did have was he seemed a little different. And, not like the last time when he was Batman. So, aside from that, this one, he complained a lot more about what he already had. But now that he's back to Nightwing, I'm kind of liking that now. I've read Nightwing, his story from 1 year later, after Infinite Crisis, where he moves off to Blue Haven and kind of looks like that right there. The blue costume, looking all cool, really angryish, and actually with the dark colors can blend in really well. The only thing that I didn't like about that comic, which the new comics reminded me of, which is making me slightly weary, but I'm still enjoying it, is that he is not even danger prone. He's just prone to injuries. A lot more injuries than he was ever prone to in the Outsiders, and he's dealt with bigger things in the Outsiders and walked back with a cut and a bruise. But as Nightwing, he's dealing with people who are at lower levels compared to what he dealt with as in the Outsiders and in the Titans. He dealt with things in that lower level, and what happens? Broken ribs, messed up arm. He got messed up bad, and it just shows his mortality. But my gosh, he got his behind whooped a lot. I want to see him, perfectly fly through an enemy really easy. Might have some complications, but a broken rib should never be something he should be complaining about. And now to what everybody's been complaining about. Red Hood and the Outlaws. Now, where can I start with this? Here's the thing about Red Hood and the Outlaws. Starfire, this picture right here, seriously. Now, this is what a guy would see when a girl's going to the beach, just minding her own business, enjoying the water. This is what he can picture. See, in reality, she wouldn't look like this, but in their mind, of course. I'm not really, going crazy over that. It's fan service. And think about it, Starfire. When she was introduced, she still wasn't wearing that much. Hell, even in Titans, the first scene that they show her in, she's in Animal Man's house, naked, in the pool. Starfire really doesn't have that type of thing going on. A lot of people picture positive light because of the cartoon. And a lot of things, a lot of images are slightly changed because of how the cartoon shows it. Because more audience see Starfire in that way, not the way the comic book originally shows her. The only thing that's changed about Starfire, as I'm seeing here, is that she is a little colder. She doesn't allow herself to love many people, but they're trying to put it in a more modern sense to where, everybody's jumping everybody's bones. It's more about, doing things that are a little insane and a little raunchy, but, he was eyeing her, Roy was eyeing her, she's like, "Psst, you wanna have sex?" And he's like, "What?" Which makes me jump onto Roy. Roy seems a little weakish in here. A little bit... He's as interesting as white rice. See, originally, before the reboot, Roy was Speedy. And Speedy got into drugs. Then Speedy was booted out from the whole superhero thing, after being admitted to drugs. And then he became who you see right here, Arsenal. He wasn't Red Arrow. He never changed it to Red Arrow. That's what the Young Justice did. They just skipped the page. He called himself Arsenal, and he still did it the same way he normally did. Except now he has some crossbows, and, he carries more stuff. And because of what they did to Roy and all the messed up things they did in the DC universe, I think that's why they created the New 52. Because of this. But now that the reboot happened, I kind of like the change. He's a very funny character. And tell you the truth, he still seems kind of like a loser, sadly. But soon I could see that he could get better over time. But right now, whatever they did, they're doing it well. Scott Lobdell is writing his character well. Well, now to Jason. This is when they first introduced Jason Todd as the Red Hood, and he was a cool character, and I like this character. Hell, I even like how they depicted him in Red Hood, The Lost Days, where they actually tell you his origin story of when he transitioned from Robin to the Red Hood. And, it was pretty interesting. They still kept that origin the same in the reboot. See, I enjoyed his character till he dressed up in his somewhat old Robin costume and beat up Tim Drake, and then dressed up as Nightwing and started killing all the criminals left and right in Blue Heaven. And then, all of a sudden, in Batman and Robin, he comes in and he is like off the wall, batshit crazy. Now, he was a dick in when he became Red Robin, and then went back to being Red Hood again. But other than that, he became more and more of an unlikable character because that's how they wanted to write him. And to tell you the truth, he still seems like a character that needed redemption. See, I like Red Hood and the Outlaws, even though, saw all these character changes and everybody complaining about it. I like it because Jason is human. He is still haunted by his past. This picture came in from one of the issues where they had to give up one of their memories to get some information. And they were going to get their memories back as soon as they got the information, but Jason told the man to keep it. And it was the most fondest memory of him and Batman when he was sick and he couldn't go out patrolling Gotham. But anyway, one thing that everybody should know about the New 52 is a lot of characters have changed, even some of their powers. And, nobody should really freak out about all these changes, and nobody should think that they should keep everything the same. Change is good. Different, mixing things up, changing things up is good. Evolve or die. They try to make a new story. They're trying to do things that are new, and even though, we have the continuing readers, they want the continual readers to experience something new too. So, changing their personality, changing their powers, even changing their origin, or even redoing their origin all over again. Just saying that the thing that people saw in Starfire, this type of change that they show, give it a chance, keep on reading. It is actually a good book. Nightwing, a great book, and they continued the story. Even though certain things in the past may be a little blurry, a little weirdish, because, everything's condensed down to 10 years. But even though all these changes are happening, I'm interested. I'm going to keep on reading. And I know I'm going to love it. So this is Pen Name J signing out.